Hey guys, it's John from Miles and John's Adventures. Um, we haven't been on YouTube for a while, so we'll get into this in this video of what we've been doing, where things are going, what we've found out. But as you can see by the title, um, the what it costs. This is just a breakdown of what happened, why we got out temporarily, and just let's go over what we did for the last since August of 2025. So if you're new here, thank you for joining in. Please watch, like, and subscribe. We try to post videos. It's been a couple months, but we usually try to post a video at least every week. We've been slacking, but you'll hear about it in this episode. Um, but like I said, if you've been here before, I really appreciate you if you guys coming back and watching our stuff. We're up to like 2,500 subscribers, which is huge. We would have never thought we've ever gotten this far. And we don't do it for the money. We do it for just to share our story and hopefully people can get some information out of what we've done. And we are not professional campers. Like I said, we dove into this blinded. In 21, we started camping, and let's just go over what happened, of what we got, what happened, why we get out. So this is just about just the last, since October, of where we've been for the last 4 or 5 months. So come August of 2025, Miles and I decided to stop camping temporarily. We're not out of it yet. I love it. I can't get enough of camping. Miles, you guys know if you've watched our channel long enough, Miles says he could take it or leave it. He's, as long as he has television and air conditioning and food, he's fine. But he really doesn't like it as much as I do. I love it. Now, traveling, he loves to travel. We love to see new things. The camping side of it, it was a lot of work. And it was, at times it could be a lot of work, almost not worth it. But I've always said from the day one when we started our channel, I would rather have a bad day camping than no camping at all, because I miss it. I love it. So let's just get into this video and see where we're at. So like I said, in 21, I got the idea. I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and 2, to travel in an RV. Now Miles and I have done a lot of travel in the car. You gotta stay in a hotel. If you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta find a gas station. It's not comfortable per se, and the RV gave us a way to where we could travel anywhere. We have our house with us, kitchen, stove, bed, our own bed. We didn't have to unpack everything. You go to a hotel, you have to pack your clothes, put them in a suitcase, and lug everything around. The camper, everything was self-contained. And I loved it. I mean, you could drive for 4 hours. You had to go to the bathroom. You go in the camper. You wanted to stop and get lunch. We'd pull over at a rest stop or something or side of the road, and we'd have a picnic. And the camping was awesome. Meeting new people. I mean, if you've never camped before, it's awesome. There's so many awesome people out there that you meet every day that changed our views of people in general, and then just the love of travel, sharing each other's stories. It was phenomenal. It was great. But so come 21, we bought our first camper, which was the Wolf Pup, 16 foot. And shortly after we bought that, we had a small SUV that we towed it with. Within about a month of having that Santa Fe, it didn't tow well. I mean, even only the camper was 16 foot, it struggled on towing the vehicle, on towing the camper. Short trips, it was great. You got over 2 hours, it was horrible. So turns out we bought a truck. We bought our first Ram. That was an expense. So we started traveling more. Find out that the camper was junk. I mean, we had so many troubles with that camper, between water leaks and suspension problems and tires, and that no one ever told us. I mean, we had no clue. We jumped in and said, "Oh, you're gonna love it. It'll be the best experience ever." It was not. So within a year, we traded in and bought a 24-foot Starcraft 212 FB, and with a slide. It was huge difference. I mean, it was way bigger on the inside, dual axle. The guy is like, oh, it's going to tow great. You're going to love it. Awesome. Well, now we had to buy a bigger truck because now this camper was double the weight. So we traded our Ram in and bought a Ford F-150 with a twin turbo, 3.5 high output. Now there's another expense. Now we just traded in a camper that was a year old, and we lost our ass on it. And we traded the truck in, lost your ass on it, and got back into camping. On that note, let me just take a side note. When you go look at campers, they always say buy your last camper first. Completely true. If I would have bought our first truck and our first camper that we really wanted, we wouldn't be in this predicament that we are. And I wouldn't call it a predicament. It's a learning curve. So here we are now in our second Ford, our second truck, and our second camper. Now we, like I said, used it every other week. We drove to Montreal. We drove to Thunder Bay, New Hampshire, New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Tennessee. Problem with that is, every time we took the camper out, we had issues with it. And then like I said, right when we bought the camper, it had those cheap Chinese tires on it. We quickly upgraded to Goodyears. We put tire pressure monitoring system on it. We added solar, so we have more length of travel, so we didn't have to charge the battery so much and have a dead battery. So we did solar. We did a solar charger. We did a generator. We bought a generator for the truck to power the camper, so when we were in a rest stop or a truck stop, we could have AC and stuff. All expenses that we had no clue of getting into RVing. So let's keep going. We started traveling all the time. The camper kept breaking. We had water leaks. We had roof leaks. Water leaks in the plumbing. Multiple water leaks. We had a tire blowout, which is whatever. But we bought brand new tires. It had new tires on it from the beginning. We put Goodyears on it, and we still had a blowout because the axle was shifted slightly, and it wore the one tire out. The dealer, every time we took the camper in for certain issues, they kept telling me, well, this camper's not meant for camping every day, every other day. It's not meant to drag across the United States. It's only meant for short little trips. Well, at $25,000 is what we paid for it, but sticker was what, 40? It was 42,000 on that camper, and then we got it for 25. So there's a huge markup in campers, and that'll be a complete different video. But it just didn't hold up. The back wall of the camper separated from the frame of the trailer. Actually, I have a video on it. There was a gap between the bottom of the RV and like where the frame rail was. There was a gap about this big. And we had a water leak issue. The water heater started leaking. And it was just nuts. And every time we took it to the dealer, they said, well, you're overusing it. Well, what did we buy the damn thing for? We bought the camper to use it every other week, as much as we can. Normally, people don't camp as much as we did, but I jumped into this thing full bore, not even expecting half of the cost, because I didn't know any better, you know. So we jumped in, and then on top of that, we have storage because we can't keep it at our house. So now we have it offsite at a storage lot. Well, that's $120 a month for storage. You got insurance on the RV. You got maintenance, and maintenance was expensive on that thing. I mean, every time we took it to the dealer to get servicing done, which is probably mostly my fault. Every time I would take it to the dealer, like every spring to get the spring special, like the last time I took it in, it was $2,500 to caulk it. That's nuts. You have to caulk these things every year. I don't think that's true, but they would charge me every year to caulk and do a wheel bearing repack. And it literally cost about $3,500 a year in just maintenance and not including breakdowns. On top of that, I bought a lifetime warranty with that camper, but they wouldn't cover it because every time I took it in, they said, well, you're using it more than you should. It's only meant for it to be a weekend camper. You're using this thing every other week and towing it thousands of miles on your trips. It's not meant to do that. So the sides were getting loose and the frame structure was weakening. Literally, we had that camper 3 years and it looked like it was like 10 years old. And they kept telling us, well, it's because it's not meant for that. That camper was not meant for that. And in fact, in the owner's manual, the first page of the owner's manual, it said, if you're living in this camper as full-time RVers, the warranties are all void. In fact, me and Miles just went and looked at a Airstream last week, and the guy's like, yeah, they're meant to go anywhere. You just can't live in them full-time, which... what's the point of buying these? You got $200,000. Even the base Airstream right now, brand new, they're like $114,000. I think they are. So I don't want to get sidetracked here, but anyways, so that was why we got out of it shortly, or temporarily. We wanted just to stop the bleeding of camping. And just take a step back, reflect for 6 or 8 months, and see where we're at. So because it's wintertime here in Illinois, so we sold the camper and took a step back and licked our wounds and see where we were, and that was just on the basic camper, maintenance and insurance and storage. We're not talking about camping fees. Camping fees are nuts. When we first started camping, I don't think it was that bad. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't that bad. End of last year and what's appearing to be this year, camping fees are insane. And there's so many rules that these we always stayed at a KOA. If you stay at a state park, it's completely different. We always stayed at KOAs because Miles liked his full hookups. He had to have water, had to have sewer, and whatever. If I can get him to go camping and that's how it makes him happy, that's where we're staying. I didn't care. I could sit in a state park without water. We had 40 gallons or 50 gallons of water. So, but like I said, to keep Miles happy, and that's what I want to do. That's how we camped. We did full hookups, and it could cost us $250 on a weekend to go camping, which is crazy. And then you got the food. And, you know how that, if you've been camping for a while, you know how that can cost. And then propane. Like I said, they don't tell you that when you buy a camper of all these expenses. They said, oh, it's going to be great. You're going to love it. But between the breakdowns and the maintenance and the camping fees, you really have to go in and have a monthly budget. And we were probably spending, I would say probably $1,500 to $1,800 a month in camping, between gas, maintenance, camping fees, food. When you go on camping trips, you stop off at weird places on the side of the museums and all that, and that all costs more money. And if you don't think they're going to break down, you got another thing coming. And like I said, I don't think any camper is bulletproof. I'm not knocking camping. I'm not knocking the camping with the way they build them, but they are building them cheaper than they probably ever have. And I feel bad because we bought two what I thought were upgraded campers. They weren't the bottom basement, the cheapest camper you could buy. And unless you're buying a Brinkley or an Airstream, or like a Forest River, the bigger name brands, I feel bad for people who put the money into even the cheapest campers, because unless you're camping like once a year, that'll probably work fine. If you're going to camp a lot like we did, don't buy them. And the problem is, as soon as you buy them, they lose half if not more of their value, even at a discount. Like I said, our camper was $40,000 new. We paid $25,000. We had a camper 2 going on 3 years, and we got $13,000 for it. That's a huge loss. And the problem with that is too, You buy these campers and you take that loan out, unless you're paying cash or putting a lot down. We didn't put a lot down, but our camper note was 15 years at 9% interest. Well, our camper lasted us almost barely 4 years. Well, let's just say we kept it. Well, we're still paying on the camper for another, what, 11 years? Well, that camper would be dead. I mean, like I said, unless you're buying a Brinkley or an Airstream that you're going to keep for a long time, but then just the long-term loan cost over that 15 years is incredible. I mean, our loan, I think our payment on our second camper was about $300 a month. Well, the principal was $50. The rest was all interest. It was horrible. So obviously, we had that camper on the third year. We paid it off because I'm not paying all that interest, wasting the money out the window, which is an additional expense that'll keep us from camping. So that's where we are, or where we were. What happened? It got it just overwhelmed us of what it was costing us to go camping. So I did, and I'm usually not this, don't have this mindset. We'll keep going. Miles, like, we need to just slow down a bit because I couldn't get enough of it. And that's why I made this YouTube channel too, because I thought, oh yeah, we're going to make huge gains in YouTube. We're going to get millions of subscribers, and that'll cover our camping expenses. And I really appreciate you guys helping us out by watching and subscribing, because it makes a huge difference to our channel, and we really need to get up there. So if you don't subscribe, click it. It doesn't cost nothing to subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you nothing, but it does help out our channel. But anyways, that's where we're at, and that's why we stepped back on the camping for a short time. We are going to reinitiate our camping probably, if I had to guess, I hope August, September, but we're still traveling. We're just doing it by car, which is a huge difference because we did 3 years of straight RVing in a camper. Now we're back to a car, which sucks because you don't have all of your stuff with you. So it's just like how we started out. But the channel is still intact because it's still Miles and John's Adventure. Every day is an adventure for us, and we've been to some stuff, and we've been to a lot of other places lately. We went to Arizona in August, and if you guys have any suggestions of what you want to see, or what you want to talk about on our channel, that also helps us out too. We don't get a lot of feedback on our channel. I don't know if it's because we suck or we're boring, but if you guys could give us feedback, that's awesome, because we also get our information from you. And as a community, as an RV community, we need your feedback too of what you think about our channel, what do you think about our videos, our trips, because it's a two-way street. But we definitely need your help with this channel to grow, and to see what you guys want to see and the information you can give us. But so that's where we're at. And I just thought it's been a while since I made a video, and that's just what we're doing. So we stepped back for a short time, and we're going to reinitiate. In fact, me and Miles went to the camping show this last Saturday in Schaumburg. And then we toured a couple dealers. We looked at Brinkley and Airstream. And to take note, at the camping show, we looked at our camper that we had, the 212FB Starcraft. They now raised the price $6,000 than it was last year, and they took a bunch of stuff away. Now they put a 12-volt fridge in, but then the cabinets are cheaper. The TV surround is not even there anymore. It's just TV bolted to the wall. But you can clearly see the quality has degraded. It's nothing as stout as our last camper. So they're raising the prices, which I understand. Prices go up. But they're raising the prices of these RVs. They're making them even cheaper. And in return, you're not getting a good product. It really kind of, that's what did us in, because it killed us to have to do all these repairs and fixes. And I made videos of our water leaks and the issues we had, and yeah, you know, and like I said, things weren't cheap. I mean, we did solar. I think it was $3,000 or $3,500, and the generator was $1,000. The tires were $1,200. The brake tire sensors were, you know, another $1,000. It's like money going out the window. So, thank you for watching this channel. Thank you for subscribing to us. Thank you for egging us on, you know, keeping us going. But definitely subscribe, follow our channel. Definitely give us input, because I need it. I need it for Miles to see that we're actually gaining ground on people wanting to watch us, because he's like, well, no one wants to watch us. Why do we do it? I really appreciate it, and I need to keep him going and keep him just make sure that I'm gaining and making a difference in the camping, and our channel too. So Miles is very shy and doesn't care for social media, but as a husband, he's perfect. He's just shy. He doesn't have a Facebook. He doesn't have a YouTube. I do this because I want to share our journey and share our relationship, because without him, I'm nothing. So, but thank you for watching. Stick with us, and that's it. And then we'll make another video here soon on other topics. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. This channel, we're at 21 minutes, 22 minutes for this video. I don't want to drag it out any farther where you guys get bored. But once again, thank you for watching us. And you have any questions or comments, please leave them, because we need them. We need the feedback from everybody. And thank you for the 2,400 people that subscribe to our channel. And that's it. Okay. Thank you, and love you guys all. Bye.